Hope you're having an amazing day. I wanted to share some details around, illness, and for those that feel like they're always getting sick, whether it's like an upper respiratory or a flu, and living a healthy lifestyle and training and competing and doing marathon runs and those kind of events, and wanted to just provide a thought based on research that might be the cause for you and what might be a path to improve. So, a lot of times we have ourselves when we're training, we'll get very aggressive, right? We'll do very hard workouts, intervals, sprints, really intense pieces. And those workouts are generally anaerobic, right? We're fighting hard. They're not long, they're not 10K rows or 5-10 mile easy runs, right? These are aggressive, stimulants against our bodies. And from a coaching perspective, right, I would write those workouts for athletes that are trying to build power output, strength, and speed as they are going through their cycle towards their events. And it's hugely effective, but it also creates an immense amount of chemical inflammatory responses, and more so than aerobic. And based on the research, very specific, is that if our body is responding from our events and our competitions and maybe just heavy efforts with flu-like symptoms or actual respiratory problems for a period of time, where maybe you're finding yourself in a path of just repeated sick periods. This, from a coaching perspective, is a signal that you're training beyond a healthy level for what your body is currently able to handle. And that doesn't mean that you're not fit. That means that the intensity of the current programming that you're following is missing some aerobic bias at some level, or it's not cycling, or we're just overtraining literally and not giving ourselves like a full stay on the couch rest day, or taking care of ourselves. And that's okay, right? Like, we push ourselves to find where those edges are, and we find those edges in our training and in our work life and in our passions. Once you find that edge and you start working the edge a little bit, then we got to pull back a little bit, recover, reset, and then continue on our progress. And that's how we get all the gains. So let's be practical. If you are training hard and loving it and it's the best, continue. If during your training cycle and in your competitive year, you find yourself getting sicker and sicker after a big marathon run, or after a few weeks of training, you feel like you're just ill or respiratory problems and like truly sick, I would recommend to you that you then begin to bias your training more towards an aerobic base. The aerobic base and the training will help your body manage that inflammatory chemical response in your own system, and then allow you to get back to more strength gains and better health, right? Because every time we get sick, we lose training time. So while we want to train hard, we have to be mindful that we might be training so hard that we become sick, and then we have to have a different kind of rest that's not ideal for the overall. So net, we're losing if we're training so hard and overtraining and not recovering, then we then have to handle all of this rest and these down times. So that's it. Just sharing some research. Been studying today on this, and I know we find ourselves as we go through the running seasons and the riding seasons and just the CrossFit competition seasons that we get pretty intense. That's why it's always important to make sure you have that aerobic base, that longer 80% effort sustained, and that will improve all of your anaerobic, all of your strength. It will give you the gains that you want, even if you're not trying to run a 10 mile or a 20 mile or a 100 miler. You need that aerobic base to keep healthy, to clear the system, and to balance out your anaerobic power. That's it. I hope this is helpful. If there's anything I can answer for you forever, let me know. Toss a comment down. Happy to help. Have a great day.